Hi there, it's August 8th and time for Proverbs 8. Okay. So today we're talking about the blessings of wisdom, according to the English Standard Version. Right? Hasn't got into actual Proverbs yet. It's all the prep work, right? You must understand what wisdom is first, okay? And what it does. Oh. And it says this, and remember Jesus is wisdom. Okay, that's the key part, to remember Jesus is wisdom, even though Solomon likens it to female. Okay. Does not wisdom call, does not understanding raise her voice on the heights beside the way? At the crossroads she takes her stand, beside the gates in front of the town. At the entrance of the portals she cries out, to you, O men, I call, and my cry is to the children of man. O simple ones, learn prudence. O fools, learn sense. Hear, for I will speak noble things, and from my lips will come what is right. Jesus, right? From my mouth will utter truth. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are righteous. There is nothing twisted or crooked in them. They are all straight to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. Right? Take my instruction instead of silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold, for wisdom is better than jewels, and all that you may desire cannot compare with wisdom. Jesus. Okay? Instruction, that's the Bible, okay? It is to be sought more than silver, knowledge rather than choice gold, right? Wisdom is better than jewels. And anything you can desire cannot compare with getting Jesus and knowledge from the Bible. Okay? 12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find knowledge and discretion. Right. Knowledge and discretion. There's a thing over here for prudence, right? That is, except a man have wisdom, which is the true knowledge of God, he can neither be prudent nor good a counselor. Prudence, that's a word we should look up. Let's look that up. Prudence. Prudence is defined as the ability to govern and discipline oneself by the use of reason. It is often considered a virtue, specifically one of the four cardinal virtues, and is associated with care, caution, and good judgment in decision-making. Right? The term originates from the Latin word prudentia, which means seeing ahead. In practical terms, prudence involves wisdom in looking ahead and making thoughtful choices. There you go. Good sense, right? Okay, 13. The fear of the Lord is hatred of evil. Pride and arrogance and the way of evil and perverted speech I hate. Right? Wisdom hates. Specifically pride and arrogance. I have counsel and sound wisdom. I have insight. I have strength. By me kings reign and rulers decree what is just. By me princes rule, and nobles all who govern justly. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me. Jesus, right? Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness. Right? Riches and honor. A little note over here. Signifying that he chiefly meaneth the spiritual treasure and heavenly riches. Right? Spiritual treasure and heavenly riches. Right? You shouldn't worry so much about what you're going to do in this 80 or 90 or, if you're lucky, 100 years on earth. But what you will do with the endless time, right? Hundreds of thousands of years if it was measured after that. Okay? Seems like a very small spot. That's enduring wealth and righteousness, okay? It's afterwards. My fruit is better than gold, even fine gold. and my yield than choice silver. Wisdom, Jesus, knowledge, the Bible. Okay? I walk in the way of righteousness, in the paths of justice, granting an inheritance to those who love me and filling their treasuries. Right? Heavenly treasures, right? Okay. Now this is important. Okay. Let's jump over here. We'll open another one up. Okay. We will go to the book of John, chapter 1. Okay. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That's Jesus, right? He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome it. Right? Now, having read that, let's read this highlighted part right here. The Lord possessed me. He's talking about wisdom, okay? Okay, wisdom, Jesus, the Word. At the beginning of his work, at his first acts of old, ages ago I was set up. At the first, before the beginning of the earth, where there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no springs abounding with water, before the mountains had been shaped, before the hills I was brought forth. Before he had made the earth with its field on the first of the dust of the world. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep. When he made firm the skies above. When he established the fountains of the deep. And when he assigned to the sea its limit, so that the waters might not transgress his command. When he marked out the foundations of the earth, then I was beside him, like a master workman. Right? And I was daily his delight, rejoicing before him always, rejoicing in his inhabited world, and delighting in the children of man. Okay? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Right? Through him all things were made, and without him nothing was made that was ever made. Okay? So this is about Jesus, right? Buried in the Old Testament. Okay. Final greetings. And now, O sons, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Hear instruction, Bible, and be wise, and do not neglect it. Blessed is the one who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my doors. For whoever finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord. Jesus, right? I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one goes to the Father except through me, right? John 14:6. But he who fails to find me injures himself. All who hate me love death. There you go. Great chapter about Jesus, okay? I'll go over our highlights. Right. All the words of my mouth are righteous. There is nothing twisted or crooked in them. They are straight to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. All right. Jesus, take my instruction as to the sober and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom, Jesus, is better than jewels. And all that you may desire cannot compare with Jesus. Right? Okay, he says, I, wisdom, Jesus, dwell with prudence, and I find knowledge and discretion. Okay? We went over prudence, right? The fear of the Lord is hatred of evil. Okay? Pride and arrogance in the way of evil. And perverted speech I hate. Okay? So you say only kind things, uplifting, edifying things. Can you do that? Your life will change if you make it a point to constantly think and only say kind, uplifting, edifying things to other people. Jesus, I love those who walk with me, and those who seek me diligently find me. Riches and honor are with me, and enduring wealth and righteousness. Enduring means beyond life, okay? It will last beyond life. So that's treasures in heaven. Okay. All right. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the paths of justice, granting an inheritance to those who love me and filling their treasuries. What's your inheritance? Everlasting life. Okay. And then the whole thing about the creation. Okay. Here's creation right here. Jesus was with him, right? The beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Okay? The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his work. The first of his acts of old. Ages ago I was set up at the first, before the beginning of the earth, where there were no depths, I was brought forth. Right? The Word. In the beginning was the Word. When there were no springs abounding with water, before the mountains had been shaped, before the hills I was brought forth. Before he had made the earth with its fields, or the first dust of the world, when he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep, when he made firm the skies above, when he established the fountains of the deep, when he assigned the sea to its limit, so that the waters might not transgress his command, when he marked out the foundations of the earth, then I was beside him, like a master workman, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing before him always, rejoicing in his inhabited world, and delighting in the children of man. Right? So, there you go. Now, O sons, listen to me, right? Blessed are those who keep my ways. Right? Let's just highlight that whole thing. Okay? Blessed are those who keep my ways, hear instruction, and be wise. Read the Bible, okay? And do not neglect it. Blessed is the one who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, watching beside my doors. For whoever finds me finds life. You should always be searching for Jesus, wisdom, right? The Bible. But he who fails to find me injures himself. All who hate me love death. Okay. There you go. Good stuff in there. Yeah, good stuff. And tomorrow, the way of wisdom, right? And then on the 10th, on Sunday, we begin the Proverbs of Solomon. I mean, it's all called Proverbs, but the first 9 chapters are very important training, okay? It's important that you learn what wisdom is, right? And how to get it, and reading the Bible, and learning who wisdom actually was, okay? Even though Solomon likens it to a female wisdom, Jesus was wisdom, right? And we established that earlier. It says that in Corinthians, I believe, right? Christ was wisdom personified. So, there you go. Stay tuned later today. We are still in the book of Acts, or Romans, I'm sorry. We're in the book of Romans, right? Paul's letter to the Romans, or Paul's letter to the Americas, right? We're very much like Rome, so Romans is a very important chapter. Okay, probably one of the ones that should be studied the most in the New Testament for Americans, okay? So, stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it, and we'll continue this tomorrow. See you next time.